Hi, I'm Lily. I'm an artist based in Leeds and I work in sculpture and social art. And this is Assembly House and this is my studio inside it. When I was doing the show with Amelia, the things that ended up in the show all, I think, kind of carried some kind of like meaning in the material itself. I have this thing where I think I've realised that I don't really like buying new materials. I think I have to be like quite hands-on, and I think that's why probably working with clay just feels a lot more like intuitive. So these are air dry clay. This one's really nice if you hold its hand. It's like friend. But yeah, it's just covered in latex. It's got ash underneath from fires that I was having in lockdown, and like a lot of scratches that like I did, and they were kind of designed with these dips in because I wanted them to have pools of water in, because I've been in the Isle of Skye and just like stone sculptures like in the water with these like pools of water and like things flowing around. It was just like insane. So I want to keep them in their wet state and collect lots of different waters for them to just kind of sit and soak in, because it kind of links to that whole like being part of a cycle and like trying to kind of keep materials going. I went to the Isle of Arran on the weekend. Yeah, I really like Scotland. And this is from a waterfall there, and then this is from like the sea. This is actually from 3 different parts of the waterfall. So yeah, my idea is just to collect like little bits of water, and I'm like quite interested in like what might happen if there's like obviously salt in the seawater, and then I'm like could be soaking sculpture for a while, and then like what the salt might do if I like fire it and stuff like that. So it could be that some just stay wet, because obviously there's this process of just recycling clay anyway. So some might just totally disintegrate, and then I can just recycle the clay and then remake it into something else and soak it in some different water. But they'll be all waters that kind of have some meaning, I guess. Oh, so I like folk songs as well. Yeah. This is like my songbook from this camping stuff that I do. And this song, which is from the Outer Hebrides as well. So I was like singing this song loads in lockdown, and it's like a kind of sea shanty, and it's like, obviously they're all about just like wanting to get home. And I think in lockdown and stuff, that was, I don't know, it just felt like it kind of resonated a lot, or I just really liked the song, so I was reading it loads. These are photos that I found. That's my dad, and that's my granddad, and that's my grandma. And they're making passata, which is what they do in the summer with all the tomatoes. And then this is my dad and my brother like 2 years ago doing the same thing. But I found these photos after I'd got those developed. So this was my first thing kind of doing a social art project. I've done like a lot of teaching people to make fires, mainly children. And then I was a child who was like taught by like older people as well, like in the same thing. And yeah, so I was like thinking about fire, and then like just loads of metaphors started coming up about like fire, and I was like, yeah, wanted to work with people who were kind of identified as like disabled or like with long-term health conditions, because that's just like an area that I felt, you know, I could relate to experiences. So I made these like packs, and there was like twigs and kindling that I collected, and like flint and steel, and like paper and charcoal, and these like these little handouts, and it tells you like the process, and then also like here it was like the different things that I was thinking about. Just a few of the metaphors, because I couldn't fit them all on because there were so many. There's a different way that you have conversation around fires. I think it's a bit like when you're walking with someone, like you don't necessarily have to make eye contact. There's like this focal point of the fire. There's this like warmth, and it's like quite almost like trance inducing. And I think that it's a really like powerful space to have like difficult conversations or be a bit more honest.